And we have some news just coming in. It's a huge setback for Canada Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Premier of the British Columbia exposes Trudeau. Trudeau's ally claims that the Prime Minister gave open source information. This was frustrating, is what is being said. Trudeau's briefing was open source. Information easily available on Google. Remember David Eby, Premier of the British Columbia, the province where Niger was shot. His party is actually tied to Trudeau's biggest government ally, the NDP.
The only briefings that I've been able to receive from CSIS are what are called open information briefings or open source briefings, which is information that's available to the public doing an internet search, which I find frustrating. And so I can be transparent about that information that I've received. In terms of the specific incident in Surrey, I was contacted by the Prime Minister. He briefed me about what he was going to say in the Parliament, which he then went on and said. I expressed my frustration in the meeting with the CSIS director about our inability to get more concrete information about this kind of thing. And I have articulated that to the federal government. I understand there may need to be reform around the act that governs CSIS in order for them to be able to share this information. If that's what's required, let's make it happen.
Well, this is the Premier of the British Columbia, and Geeta Mohan has more details on that. Geeta, in fact, this speaks volumes of how this really is up in the air. The information that is being talked about right now, the proof that is being talked about right now is open source is what is being said. And this is a significant statement coming in from the Premier of the British Columbia in Canada.
Well, that's right. It's significant because the place where Niger was killed was Surrey, and Surrey is a city in British Columbia, which is why there was a need to share the information with the British Columbia Premier. And David Eby now coming out and saying that whatever was discussed and shared with him by the Prime Minister and the Prime Minister's office is open source information, which means that these are, like Trudeau has been saying, allegations, credible allegations maybe, but not evidence. If there is evidence, then that will have to be provided in terms of concrete details of how the Canadian administration is linking Niger's death to the Indian intelligence officers. For now, the fact that British Columbia Premier has come out and in no uncertain words said that the information that is available is in public domain, and there's nothing additional that the Prime Minister's office or the Prime Minister added to suggest that they have concrete evidence, is a huge blow. We have to wait and see how the Canadian government, how the Trudeau administration is going to react to the statements that are coming from British Columbia, which is where the city of Surrey is, where Niger was killed.
He's clearly said that there is, in fact, and he suspects rather that essentially Ottawa is holding on to information about foreign interference and that it is frustrating. This is open source information, is what he said. I'm thanking you, Geeta, for getting us those details.